If you have Tiger in your month pillar, August is not here to comfort your business plan. It is here to kick the table. And if the table was already weak, do not blame August when the legs break. That is the mistake many founders make with Badza clashes. They hear the word clash, immediately panic. They ask whether something bad will happen. They ask whether they should hide, delay, avoid decisions, avoid hiring, avoid launching, and basically treat strategy like a ghost story. That is not wisdom. That is fear with metaphysical decoration. Clash is not automatically a curse. A clash is movement. A clash is pressure. Clash is impact. A clash is the part of your chart being forced to respond. And when Monkey Month clashes Tiger, especially if Tiger sits in your month pillar, founders need to pay attention because the month pillar is not decorative. For business owners, the month pillar connects strongly to work, career, business activity, operating terrain, wealth activity, staff structure, industry position, and the environment where results are produced. So if August hits that area, do not reduce it to Tiger people must be careful. That is lazy. This is not about whether you are a Tiger zodiac. This is about where Tiger sits in your actual Bazi chart. Pillar, month pillar, day pillar, hour pillar, lock pillar, business context, timing, role. That is why generic animal sign videos are dangerous for founders. They make you feel informed while leaving you strategically blind. And strategic blindness is expensive. If Tiger is in your month's pillar, August may pressure the operating terrain of your business. This can show up as staff movement, clients churn, pricing pressure, offer fatigue, competitor attack, partnership tension, operational weakness, or the founder finally admitting that the current business model is too fragile. It may not begin dramatically. Sometimes the first signal is small. A key person becomes difficult. A client delays commitment. A warm prospect disappears. A competitor moves faster. Your pricing gets questioned. A delivery problem repeats. Your sales message stops landing. Your team gets busy but not effective. Your instinct will be to say, let's wait until after ghost month. That sentence may cost you money. Founders love postponing decisions and calling it timing. But sometimes it is not timing. Sometimes it is fear wearing a calendar, and August does not respect that, especially not when a clash is involved. A clash forces movement. The question is whether you move before the pressure becomes expensive or you wait until the pressure moves you. One is strategy, the other is damage control. Too many founders only become decisive when the business is already bleeding. They ignore early signs because early signs are inconvenient. Then they act shocked when the problem becomes obvious. But obvious problems are expensive problems. By the time the wrong hire damages a client relationship, you have already paid months of salary. By the time the offer stops selling, you have already lost weeks of attention. By the time cash flow tightens, you have already let unpaid invoices age. By the time the partnership explodes, you have already tolerated 6 months of ambiguity. This is the real warning of Tiger Clash. It may not create a new problem, it may expose the problem you have been protecting. Now, if you have Tiger in your month pillar, here are the major August pressure areas you must inspect. First, your business model, not your logo, not your content template, not whether your new caption sounds premium, your business model. How does the business actually make? Who pays you? Why do they pay you? How predictable is it? How profitable is it? How dependent is it on you? How much delivery drag does it create? Many founders do not have a business model. They have revenue activity. They keep selling, serving, posting, taking meetings, saying yes, and pretending movement equals structure. But underneath, the model is fragile, too dependent on the founder, too dependent on one client, too dependent on referrals, too dependent on one salesperson, too dependent on one platform, too dependent on discounting. That is not a business model. That is a hostage situation with invoices. August Tiger Clash may expose this. You may realize revenue exists, but profit is weak. Clients are buying, but delivery is heavy. Visibility is growing, but conversion is poor. The team is busy, but the founder is still the bottleneck. If this happens, do not panic. Audit. The founder who audits early can still reposition. The founder who waits may only get to explain later why the numbers dropped. Second, your role as founder. This one hurts. Most founders are addicted to roles the business no longer needs them to play. In the beginning, you do everything: sales, delivery, admin, marketing, customer service, firefighting, emotional support animal for the whole company. But if the business grows and you still remain the rescuer, fixer, approver, technician, and emergency hotline, the business becomes dependent on your nervous system. Then you say, I need better staff. Maybe. Or maybe you never build structure beyond your own control. Tiger Clash can kick the founder out of an old identity. Maybe August is not attacking your business. Maybe August is attacking the role you refuse to leave.
The role of being needed. The role of being the only one who knows. The role of being the heroic closer. The role of being busy so you do not have to think strategically. Ask yourself, what role am I still playing that is now too expensive? What am I refusing to delegate because it makes me feel important? What am I rescuing because I did not build a system? What part of the business is secretly organized around my fear? That last question is not comfortable. It's also not optional. Third, staff movement. A Tiger Clash month can expose instability around people. This does not always mean mass resignation. Sometimes it is subtler. The wrong staff member becomes more obviously wrong. A high performer gets restless. A salesperson reveals weak discipline. A manager avoids accountability. A freelancer becomes unreliable. A partner withdraws effort. A team member starts resisting change. The founder finally admits that headcount is not the same as capability. A bigger team does not mean a stronger business. Sometimes it just means more people are attending the same confusion. If August exposes staff issues, do not immediately ask, who should I hire? Ask, who is misassigned? Who is overtrusted? Who is creating hidden drag? Who is loyal but commercially weak? Who has authority without accountability? Who has salary without impact? This is where founders waste frightening amounts of money. They hire people who make them feel safe, comfortable people, familiar people, referral people, CV people. But the business may not need comfortable. It may need a closer, an operator, a finance disciplinarian, a visibility machine, a systems person, a pressure-tested leader. If you hire emotionally, August will expose it through payroll, client loss, operational delay, or founder exhaustion. Fourth, client churn and market response. Tiger Clash can move the business terrain. That means the market may start giving sharper feedback. Clients become harder to close. Old buyers stop responding. Referral flow slows down. Premium clients ask harder questions. Cheap clients become more demanding. Competitors copy your angle. Your once profitable niche becomes crowded. Your offer suddenly needs a stronger reason to exist. This is where founders become childish. They blame the algorithm. They blame the economy. They blame buyer behavior. They blame the team. They blame ghost month. Sometimes the market is simply telling you your positioning has gone blunt. A sharp offer cuts through hesitation. A blunt offer creates polite interest and no payment. Maybe your offer does not create enough consequence. A founder should be able to say clearly, here is the pain, here is the cost of delaying, here is why now, here is why me. Here is what happens if you keep doing nothing. If your offer cannot do that, do not blame August. Blame weak positioning. Fifth, pricing pressure. August may test whether your pricing is built on confidence or fear. Some of your clients do not respect you because your pricing trained them not to. You gave discounts too easily. You accepted weak payment terms.
You allowed scope creep. You customized too much. You over-delivered to prove value. You let the client behave like they bought your spine as part of the package. Then you called it relationship building. Sometimes it is self-abandonment with an invoice number. Tiger Clash in the business pillar can pressure pricing because the market terrain pushes back. Clients negotiate harder. Margins feel tighter. Delivery drag becomes obvious. The founder realizes the old pricing cannot support the next standard. Review this before it becomes painful. Which offers need price increases? Which clients need new terms? Which discounts must end? Which packages are too cheap for the delivery burden? Which friendly arrangements are quietly damaging the business? Not every revenue is good revenue. Some revenue is just stress wearing makeup. Sixth, partnerships and agreements. A clash can bring confrontation, and in business, confrontation often appears through unclear agreements. Business partners, shareholders, referral partners, collaborators, vendors, clients, agencies. The problem is not always betrayal. Sometimes it is vagueness. Nobody is clear on responsibility. Nobody is clear on money. Nobody is clear on timeline. Nobody is clear on authority. Nobody is clear on what happens if someone fails to perform. So everyone smiles, everyone says yes, everyone posts the collaboration photo, nothing moves. Or worse, one person moves and the other person benefits. That is how founders lose money quietly. August is the month to clean this up. Review contracts,
Review commissions. Review shareholder expectations. Review client obligations. Review collaboration terms. Review payment terms. Review who has authority to say yes. Ambiguity is not harmless. Sometimes ambiguity is the leak. Now let's talk about the emotional trap of Tiger Clash. Tiger carries growth impulse, ambition, movement, and expansion. Monkey brings speed, intelligence, calculation, disruption, and tactical sharpness. When these two clash, founders may feel pulled between long-term direction and sudden tactical pressure. You wanted to build steadily. Now you need to respond quickly. You wanted stability. Now the market pushes movement. You wanted to focus on sales. Now operations demand attention. You wanted clean expansion. Now people problems interrupt. This can make founders scattered, and scattered leadership is dangerous. Your team reads it. Your clients sense it. Your sales calls become needy. Your content becomes inconsistent. Your decisions become reactive. Your positioning weakens. That is when one clash turns into 5 business problems. Not because the clash is evil, because the founder loses. So your job in August is not to be fearless. That is fake. Your job is to stay clean. Numbers, clean roles, clean offers, clean contracts, clean decisions, clean communication, clean priorities. Metal respects clean. Messy founders will feel punished. Disciplined founders will feel sharpened. Now, some of you may be asking, what if I have Tiger but not in the month pillar? Good. Chart position matters. If Tiger is in the year pillar, the pressure may show through network, market visibility, public audience, reputation, industry circle, or outer environment. If Tiger is in the month pillar, the pressure may connect more directly to work, career, business model, staff, revenue activity, and operating terrain. If Tiger is in the day branch, the pressure may touch close partnerships, co-founder dynamics, spouse, personal stability, or emotional decision making. If Tiger is in the hour pillar, the pressure may affect future plans, products, investments, execution pipeline, long-term strategy, or people under you. But do not oversimplify this. You still need to read the full chart. The 10 God involved matters. The lock pillar matters. The business model matters. The founder's goal matters. A tiger in one founder's chart may call for a pivot. Another may call for cutting an unprofitable product. Another may call for leadership confrontation. Another may call for hiring an operator. Another may call for not making a reckless move just because pressure feels intense. This is why serious founders get private readings, because guessing from one animal is not strategy. It is astrology karaoke. Entertaining, maybe. Profitable,
unlikely. Now, here is your Tiger Clash audit for August. Question 1. Where is the business relying on something that is no longer stable? A person, a client, a product, a platform, a referral source, a vendor, the founder's personal energy. If one thing breaking can hurt the whole business, you do not have stability. You have concentration risk. Question 2. Which decision have I been postponing because it creates short-term discomfort? Firing, raising prices, changing the offer, leaving a market, ending a partnership, collecting payment, hiring senior help, stopping a product. Clash months often punish delayed decisions. Not because delay is always wrong, because some delays are just fear. Question 3. What is the market telling me that I do not want to hear? Fewer enquiries, lower close rate, more price objections, less excitement, more competition, more delivery complaints, weaker content response. The market is always talking. Founders suffer because they prefer motivational quotes over market feedback. Question 4. Which person is creating hidden instability? Staff, partner, freelancer, client, shareholder, family member, advisor, maybe you. Yes, sometimes the unstable person is the founder. Congratulations on the spiritual upgrade. Question 5. What must be cut before September? Not discussed, not monitored, not reviewed for the 12th time. Cut. A low margin client, a confusing offer, an unnecessary expense, a poor performer, a vague partnership, a useless meeting, a slow vendor, a content angle that no longer works. Tiger Clash does not always ask you to destroy everything, but it may ask you to stop protecting what is already damaging the business. If you have Tiger in your month pillar, August is not the month to drift. Do not enter August without reviewing your business model, top clients, team structure, pricing, cash flow, contracts, and offer performance. Do not wait for staff problems to become staff drama. Do not wait for clients to disappear before questioning the offer. Do not wait for competitors to move before sharpening positioning. Do not wait for cash flow to tighten before collecting. Do not wait for your body to collapse before admitting the business depends too much on you. And do not hide behind ghost months if inaction is automatically safer. Inaction is not always safe. Sometimes inaction is how the loss enters quietly. The scary thing about August is not that everything explodes. The scary thing is that the warning signs may look manageable, so you ignore them. Then later you realize August was when the pattern started. The delayed client becomes lost revenue. The staff issue becomes resignation. The pricing pressure becomes margin collapse. The vague partnership becomes conflict. The tired offer becomes a dead pipeline. That is how timing works. It gives signals before consequences. Founders who read signals early look lucky. Founders who ignore signals call everything a crisis. If you are watching this on YouTube and you are not inside the Telegram channel, you are only seeing the public layer. Useful, yes, but not the sharpest layer. Inside Telegram, you can ask questions. You can see how these August themes apply to real founder situations. You can catch sharper warnings before they become obvious. And when private consultation slots open, Telegram will usually know first. Do not sit outside the room and then complain later that you did not know what to look at. Join the Telegram channel. Ask better questions. Bring your chat context. Bring your business problem. And if the issue is serious, book the consultation. Because the cheaper time to diagnose a timing problem is before it becomes obvious. Once it becomes obvious, you are no longer making a strategic decision. You are cleaning up. There is a difference. If you have Tiger in your month pillar, August may not destroy your business, but it may destroy your illusion about your business. And for many founders, that is the part they are actually afraid of. Because once you see the truth, you cannot unsee it. You cannot keep pretending the staff member is fine. You cannot keep pretending the offer is still sharp. You cannot keep pretending the market is the same. You cannot keep pretending the client will pay soon. You cannot keep pretending the partnership is clear. You cannot keep pretending delay is wisdom. The clash brings movement. Your job is to decide whether the movement becomes correction or chaos. If you use August well, this can be the month you cut weak structures, reposition the business, confront the right issue, and prepare for a stronger next quarter. If you use August badly, you may spend the rest of the year paying for decisions you avoided now. That is the warning. Subscribe to this channel because the next videos in this August series will go deeper into snake destruction, pig harm, shifting palace hiring, death and emptiness in digital business, direct wealth deals, metal cash flow discipline, team role audits, and your founder execution profile. Join the Telegram channel. Do not wait outside while serious founders are asking sharper questions inside. And if you have Tiger in your chart, especially in the month pillar, book a private Baza business consultation before you turn a clash signal into a business bill. Because August may not be here to punish you, but it is absolutely here to move what refuses to stay still.